Hello and welcome again to Sweetcast. I'm Clint, as always, and today I want to make it a better day. Now, everyone knows that Hellboy is coming out to theaters near you April 12th, and this has raised a lot of questions. And that is, has Hellboy yet been corrected or fixed by social justice warriors? And I think, for the most part, no. So, we need to fix that now. The first panel we're going to look at here, at first glance, it might seem pretty innocuous, but you would be wrong. Now, Hellboy is standing in this very masculine posture, and if you see, this is not an accident. He's pointing downward. Now, if you don't think that this is threatening, go on a subway and stand next to some gender-neutral person that we are not going to assume what their gender is, and stand like this, and tell me, does everyone feel comfortable? I think not. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to fix that. Boom. Suddenly, that small change has made this situation better. He's standing for equality and not for anything else. Now, just so no one is confused about the situation here, this individual, he, her, zer, z, zoo, whichever, I apologize if I missed any of the other 47 pronouns. This individual is sitting here and we want to know that they're okay. So we're going to put in a thank you and then equality. And see these other blank boxes, those caption boxes, those aren't really needed because this says everything you need right here. Boom, fixed. All right, we're looking at the next page here, still in Hellboy, and this page is problematic. And I'll tell you why. That is because look at the ferocity in which that Hellboy is using to punch this skeleton to the ground. That is very upsetting and very triggering. Violence, this is basically a microaggression that's happening right now, and that's not okay. So there's an easy fix for this because aggression is sometimes justified. You don't believe me? I will prove it. Opinion. This is why you should punch a Nazi. Now remember, when it says opinion, it means truth. Get used to that. Opinion equals truth. Is it okay to punch a Nazi? Yes. The question is it acceptable to punch Nazis? Also applies to white supremacists and members of the alt-right. The answer to that is also yes. It's okay to punch them too. And here's why. It doesn't really matter why. There's no justification needed because if something is a Nazi, if you can call it a Nazi or, label it a Nazi, then it's okay to punch it. So we're going to fix this up. Boom, Nazi being punched. And just to clean it up, I want you to see this really well. Mike Mignola's inks were not very clear on the Nazi mustaches, so I went ahead and cleared that up. Can you see that? Nazi, we know that's a Hitler mustache that's happening there. So you are welcome, Mike Mignola. And then at the bottom, I added this equality sign, because we want to know that the statue, even though the statue is not participating in the violence, the statue is standing for equality. Next page of problems. This is a bad one, and at first you might not think much of it. There's not a lot of dialogue happening here. We can assume that this ape thing, is that a gorilla of some sort? That ape is most certainly a Nazi. Why else would he be getting punched? Or she be getting punched? But then we have these sounds. Now, these are called onomatopoeias. It's a made-up word that is supposed to read or convey sound. So, a sound like wah could be very upsetting, could be very triggering, and also boom. That would represent a very loud sound when this Nazi punching is happening. So, we can do better than this. This is a time for us. This is an opportunity for us to be better. Okay, so I'm going to go nowhere else other than the New York Times, of course, because they're going to tell us why, if I can scroll up, there we go, why snapping is the new clapping. Now, clapping is loud. It triggers people. It can cause all sorts of problems. And so my favorite line here, this is from somebody that started practicing snapping. They said, applause feels almost like too much, especially if a poem is dealing with a heavier topic like sexual abuse or physical abuse or heartbreak. Miss Spriggs said, snapping is quiet and it offers encouragement when you don't want to bring up too much attention. So it's like, you did a good job with that poem, but not so good that I'm going to make a big ruckus out of it. And then, of course, we're going to finish it off here after you have been correctly re-educated on snapping and clapping. Something like this might happen. I snapped at the end of a song, he said, or you said, this will be you in the future, and everyone looked at me like I was a little crazy. Now, at that point in time, you'll know that you have reached maturity. You are the kind of socially aware individual that you should be. So we're going to correct these two. Now that we have that knowledge, we have the responsibility to do what's right. So first we're going to white out all those naughty words. And we're changing that wah into a yoo-hoo because it's a little bit more like inviting, but not too inviting. Not like aggressive, but just like a little yoo-hoo. And then, of course, as we learned, snap, and then a big snap. And because this is a Nazi, this is all just justified aggression. So I'd say Hellboy is in the clear. Okay, I think this will be our last page because there's only so much problematic that I can plow through in one day, but one day at a time, and we will get there. So Hellboy, I mean, this one has got all sorts of problems. And it's really not any visuals. It's not the man hanging here because obviously he has white privilege. The problem is that this is a missed opportunity. These are visual elements and there's no dialogue. Everybody knows that to write a good comic in the current year, you have to add or take those opportunities to add something. So we're going to help our readers understand something higher and something better. Communist Manifesto. Oh, there we go. Okay, and then we're just going to Control A, Control C, and copy and paste. And we can't forget the word balloons. There we go. Okay, now that we have corrected that Hellboy comic, I just wanted to say something sort of following up with my last video. When I was listening to a live stream that it was Ethan Van Sciver's live stream, and he had your boy Zach on, and Zach talked a little bit about the copyright strikes that happened to him earlier this week. He mentioned something in that live stream that stuck out to me, and I thought about it a little bit more tonight, and it resonated with me. So he said that there were times when he was doing his YouTube channel that he went a little too far, and his friends told him that he should rein it in a little bit and step back. And so when he said that, I thought to myself, I want to make sure that I don't go a little too far. I want to learn from your boy Zach, and I want to make sure that I'm making good choices. I want to criticize ideas. I want to criticize bad behaviors by people, but I don't want to focus too much on just being negative toward individuals. So I'd just like to say, if I'm doing that too much, if I go too heavy in that direction, feel free to comment it below. Let me know. I want to be having a good balance here on this channel, and I still want to fight the good fight, but I want to do it our way. I want to do it the right way. So let me know in the comments below what you think of my revision of the Hellboy comic. I'm hoping that we can lighten the mood a little bit with some of these silly things sometimes. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and if you haven't yet, please subscribe. I could use the help, and I will see you next time.